All right. Good Thursday evening. It is December 28th here at precisealgorithmtrading.com, and it's December 28th, 2023. So uh, tomorrow, Friday, is the last day of the year for trading, and I believe it's a shortened trading day, so you might want to check that out. There's different places to look it up, but um, you can Google the trading hours for holidays, and I believe it's also at econoday.com, econoday.com. All right, so let's start right here with our automated trading systems, and um, we've had a little pullback today. We've been on an uptrend with our Dow futures, and this is the trades for today, 12:28. So three losers and a winner. Nothing major to write home about. This is the Russell 2000 futures, and we had a little pullback today. Been in an uptrend generally, but this has been a recent pullback. And this is what the trading looks like here, and three losers. So, and the NASDAQ has been nothing but annoying. It's been on a pullback now for, I think, over a month, and it's similar to this pullback back here, but I think a little deeper. And on the weekend, we'll pull up the year in review, and we do that every weekend. So today's trades, two losers and a winner. For today was a net loss, but very little. I mean, it's really, in the scheme of things, not very much. So that's the automated trading systems. Let's flip to Thinkorswim. And what you read and hear about on the news, the S&P went up 1.77 or 0.04%. The Dow went up 53 points or 0.14%. The Russell, which they never report on in the financial news that I hear, is down 7.87 or 0.38%. And the NASDAQ was down 4 points or 0.03%. So the news I heard was the Dow's up today. I mean, that's kind of how they report it. But in the scheme of things, it's just the same story we've been having. We did have a new high today on the E-mini futures. Does that mean we had a new high on the S&P? It does not. The Russell, bear with technology for a second. Really close to the 1272 extension. I went ahead and put these wave counts on here. I guess they're not counts, there's the wave pattern with 50% retracement lines. And you can see that the 50% retracement line of this wave back here in the weekly is all the way down here. This recent move higher, the 50% retracement, is there. So they're getting really close to each other, and they happen to be really close to this. I mean, that's the two waves. They kind of, these 50% lines tend to work through time levels. And you can see we came down through them on the Russell here, and we're going back up to them. So that, to me, is an opportunity to short from there on the hourly, but you got to put your stops in up here at the top of the structure. So, yeah, it looks like I need to turn off the long-term waves too. I've got the short-term and the long-term showing. I really only want to look at the short-term waves on each time frame. Let's look at the Dow. 38,089 on the futures. And a new high on the Dow. At least showing up as a new daily high for, I think, 10 years. Yep. which I think means it's an all-time high. And the Russell, we just looked at up there. The NASDAQ, let's look at that. 17,176, I'm sorry, 17,165. And then the NASDAQ here is not a yearly high, so that's interesting. What's that mean? I'll look into that later, but we're still toying around with this upper Bollinger Band. And that's all I got to say about that. Let's flip over here to the NASDAQ where we can see some volume and the volume waves. I combined two volume wave indicators together really to see when they actually marry up. And if they don't marry up, you're taking more of a chance. But if they do marry up, they tend to get the meat of the move pretty well. So, all right, let's look at oil today, which was another opportunity. It's where I decided to buy a little bit more, and I still have my stop down here. So I'll show it on USO. You can see we're right into these lines. And the question is will this level down here, or this pivot hold as a low? And you might wonder why in the world I would take that. Well, on an hourly basis, we've broken to new higher highs and higher lows, and when we pull back here, we technically could be anywhere in this zone, put in a new higher low on a longer time frame, and then shoot off to possible new higher highs. And if we do that, this will be a great pivot to hold. And if we don't, then I'm just risking that much. So that's really the name of the game. There's an awful lot of reasons why I went long here. Will it fail? I mean, it might. You can also see a hammer candlestick 2 weeks back on the weekly. And you know, a hammer by itself doesn't mean much, but that pivot is also the bottom of that hammer. So again, it's just a possible place to go. So, and we'll see what tomorrow brings. If you looked back here at the oil futures, they are turning green right now, but that's nothing to get excited about just yet. I mean, that's just the futures, and we got to go into the overnight and see where this thing even opens in the morning. I will not be buying any more down here. I bought a little bit yesterday at the end of the day, and today toward the end of the day. So yeah, I'll take whatever heat I got here, and then we'll go from there. All right, gold. I think we also pulled back a little bit today, and we're toying with both of these indicators breaking to the downside on the hourly chart. So I'm not going to be in this for very much longer if this thing decides to break. I rode this swing up and I'm profitable, so yeah, that's where we're at. I've actually got my stop in, I think, the right place even for now. So, okay. I could pull it up even a little bit tighter. All right, I'll review that after market, or after my review. TLT for bonds. It's a similar story to the other things. It's really extended to the upside. Silver. I have an alert right there. If this thing would possibly give me a move back down to this level here, I would consider um, a long trade from there. And again, this market structure went higher than the previous. We switched from lower highs and lower lows to clear higher highs and higher lows here. Now the question is where down here does it bounce? If it does, and I'd set my stop underneath there for a pretty simple trade, honestly. All right, let's flip to. Let's look at coin, COIN, Coinbase, and Bitcoin. This stuff is all BITO, extended and wanting to fall. At least that's my read. All right, that's enough. Let's flip over to stockcharts.com and take a look at the bullish percent indexes. The industrials tacked on 2 new X's to the upside today, up 4.35%. I think we might have some strength into the end of the year. The NYA up 0.42%. The transports down 6.67. The NASDAQ up 0.7%. The SPX up 0.25%. The OEX up 1.25%. And the NDX down 1.12%. Let's also pull this up since we're here. That's BITO. Let's look at SPX. And we have been riding that upper Bollinger Band. I mean, extensively now. So it's been in that zone for, a month. These red lines are a month. So it's arguably a month and a little longer, although this dipped here. So anyways, that's what I got for tonight. I hope it helps, and Happy New Year, everybody. We will do a weekend review sometime over the weekend, and until then, take care.